How the fuck are you waking up unhappy every day of your life? All you need is one extra ticket sale, one new client, one new good piece of content, and you're back on the fucking train in the other direction.
We're just wanting to tell a very truthful story about entrepreneurship. When you're going through failure, like what are strategies that you think you can actually roll out?
Perspective
Yeah.
is really the only thing. Honestly, you know, as you were talking, I was just thinking about to my morning, basically the last hour and a half of my day so far has been just talking about nothing but what I would call micro failures. I break failure into two categories, micro or macro. A macro failure is dying. A macro failure is, you know, filing Chapter 11 and going directly out of business. A macro failure is somebody you care about punching you physically in the face and saying, you're a piece of shit, I will never talk to you again. I deem almost everything else a micro failure, and I believe that most people look at micro failures and make them bigger than they are.
Right.
I've got a lot of things not going well. I have way more things not going well than I have things going well in volume, but my overall is going well. My day-to-day is not. And I think most people have it reversed.
Right.
Most people don't take the chances, aren't doing the things on a day-to-day basis to protect themselves from the day-to-day shit, the day-to-day failures. But what's happening is they don't realize at a macro, they're not moving forward.
Right.
And so they're losing.
Right.
Like when I lose a big client, like I have no choice. When somebody thinks I stink because they didn't like my talk because I cursed, I have no choice. When an event doesn't go as well as you want, you have no choice, it happened.
Yeah.
The question becomes, what are you gonna do about it? I'm watching a lot of tennis right now. It's so mental, I think, when I play, when I hack with my buddies, but like Nate on my team, you should get Nate, D-Rock, let's get Nate here. Nate has never beaten me in tennis. And has been beating me twice, 5-2 in a set, and I just mentally wouldn't let him win.
Yeah.
Nate.
This is a tennis situation.
Yeah. He knows exactly what
Like a 5-2, like I was down 5-2,
Nate.
and then I never didn't win that match, and I've also never beaten Gary in tennis. Is that what we're talking about?
We are, Nate.
Okay. Should I sit down for
Yeah,
this,
just for a
or
second, just for a
We
second.
have a tennis
Just for a second, Nate. As someone who's been beating me multiple times, 5-2, and then losing, what do you think happens at that, your observation for being the other side of this scenario, what do you think is happening there in your gut?
Like, why am I not winning?
More about why am I winning? It's less about you, Nate, it's more about me.
Story of my life. Gary digs in, changes strategy. I get a little loose and go for too many winners.
That's an interesting observation.
And then it gets to 5-3, 5-4, then I get tight. And then
Momentum.
it's just momentum.
It's momentum.
And
And by the way, for all the entrepreneurs, thanks Nate, and for all the entrepreneurs that are watching right now, okay, cool, maybe you don't have an $800 million business, but maybe you also in parallel raised 2 phenomenal kids. Maybe you left a great impact. Like I don't think I'm even gonna rank in the top 10,000 wealthiest people during this generation of entrepreneurship, but I think I'm gonna positively impact more entrepreneurs than everybody else. I really believe that. Ask it again. I want you to ask the question exactly the same way, if you can remember how you asked it, or the same energy.
Sure. So, in the midst of failure, when you're feeling so shitty and so awful,
Yep.
how do you actually gain positivity and move forward?
What are some of the strategies and tactics,
what are
right?
some of the strategies,
I dig in. Nate's answer, not mine. He said, I dig in and I change strategy. I first mentally decide this is not working, and then I realize everything I've been doing up to this point is the reason that it's not working. It's not working, I take responsibility.
Yeah.
Then I audit to how the fuck did I get here? Then I completely, again, take responsibility.
Yeah.
It wasn't the hotel's fault. It wasn't D-Rock's fault. It wasn't Nate's fault. It was my fault. Accountability, refocus, realizing I have no alternatives,
Yeah.
and then going all the fuck in. For me, I stay kind of even keel. I confuse people with my outward extrovert energy, but inside, I'm fucking calm.
Is that one of the pieces that allows you to like let go of holding on to, you know, the driver wheel when you're like seeing the car crash coming?
Of course. You know why? I don't care what you guys think about my car crash. The reason everybody's holding on is you care about other people's opinion.
Yeah.
You don't want people whispering like, oh, the event wasn't filled out. Or people whispering, oh, Gary lost a big client. You care.
Yeah.
I don't. You know why? Not because I'm so cool. Because it's not practical to care. Like, it's not a good strategy. It's a bad idea. And one will say, but you can't help it. I get it. I can't help hating the Patriots. I can't help, you know, a lot of things, right? I get it. The problem is it doesn't, just because you can't help it, doesn't mean it's any less of a vulnerability to build success. I understand that you can't help it. YouTube, it doesn't make it right. If there was nobody else, if you were that tree falling in the forest with nobody there, and this is where I go, you have to understand, I'm such a contradiction. My whole life is about everybody and everything, yet the engine that drives that is it's just fucking me, myself, and I. I love everybody. You know why? Because I'm so in a good place.
Yeah.
I'm able to give.
Yeah.
When you have something, when you're set, when you're full, when you're fucking full, you don't need to eat anymore. You're passing shit on. That was a really passionate rant. Boy, am I desperate for the people following Daily V and for your people right now, that if I get one fucking person to believe what I just said, it's game changing, because it is the absolute blueprint to be successful. Only caring about your opinion, about yourself, for yourself, and then letting the chips fall where they may.
Do you think that like the younger generation is struggling with that more so?
People are people.
Yeah.
The kids of the 60s look exactly like the fucking people now. Fuck the system, this and that, we're disenfranchised Vietnam. It's the same shit. We love to be like, oh, the millennials are the greatest generation. The greatest generation is the greatest generation because they were forced into depressions and wars. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Fucking D-Rock will do what the fuck he has to do if we have a depression or a war. And so will I. And so if I die on D-Day or I fucking work 94 hours a day for 14 cents and a piece of soup, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The greatest generation got forced into the greatest generation. These millennials are forced into what's happening. Good times. Good macro times. And we will pay the price for that because it's pendulums, right?
Yeah.
And my big thing is like, I want everybody who's watching, I wanna make the winners win more, right? Be grateful for the gifts they've been given, give back, realize karma is practical, right? I want the middle to understand there's a debate and fuck, they can go either way, so like wake the fuck up and go. And I want the losers do something drastic because you're unhappy. How the fuck are you letting that happen? There are people who've been raped, molested, you know, lost both their parents in a car accident when they were 4, lost their limbs, and they're happy. Don't tell me what happened. Tell me what you're gonna do about it. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're living one at-bat, one life. Like, you're more than welcome to complain about it and dwell and look backwards. It's just a losing formula.